Because when you pass by the mirror, I want you to know that you are no further than your reflection to find the hero. The hero is right here. So you need to look at yourself. If you don't see it on the screen, you need to go to the bathroom mirror and look and say, I see a hero in the reflection, and then start acting like it. We want you to know the heroes within, and that's why we exist. You can do what you believe you can do. If thou can believe, all things are possible. You gotta start by believing. And that's why we're here, to make sure you see all types of eclectic backgrounds from all over the world, so you can know that there's a hero everywhere. Just look no further than your reflection, baby, and you'll find a hero. We had to press through and persevere against all odds, but sometimes adversity is an advantage.
1,016 people were shot and killed by the police last year. How can JFH protect and serve better than the police departments?
Help people be heroes in their own lives.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. What is going on? He is back. The legend, the man, the myth, the showstopper, the icon. That's right. Martial artist, filmmaker, director, actor. He's doing it all. He's done it all. That's right. And man, Jan Lucanus is back in the heezy on the movie Dizzy. That's right. Chilling with the Samurai on a Verbal Nectar podcast episode today. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing so great, man. Thank you so much for having me on and letting me share more about what we're working on.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure everybody watching is interested as well. We got Psych in the house that says, "Yay, let's go!" What's up? Shout out to Psych. That's right. We got who else we got here? Kevin Lambert saying, "Good evening, PhatSamuraiGuy." That's right, and special guest Jan Lucanus with the flexing emoji. That's how we rock and roll.
Nice.
Right. That's how we do, man. Yeah, see, Jan got me beat on the muscles now. See, Jan got the muscles, Samurai Guy got the fussles. It's like number pure fussle right here, baby. That's right.
If you saw in that trailer, it was very intentional. There was a shirt off scene, and I was not in the shape that I noticed that my character needs to be.
I noticed. Yeah,
we were really doing a lot of removing. For me personally, just kind of removing layers of insecurity and saying, you know what, like I'm going to show myself in this state because this series is all about character growth. Right. And to be able to be producing a series, Justice for Hire, producing a series that anyone can join the cast. And the concept is a multi-year plan. It's not just go and shoot some stuff and then forget about it, but it's recognizing that to build a cinematic universe, it takes years of small bricks to create that full bridge to the destination. And so, I'm like, okay, let me show myself in this state, and then work toward a higher state for myself for what I wish to be. And that's motivation. That's very much what's been done in the series. Yeah.
Well, I tell you one thing, you're a lot more braver than Samurai Guy. There'll be no taking the shirt off and filming myself in the mirror. That ain't gonna happen. I don't want to give anybody nightmares. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's great to have you back on here to talk movies.
I'm sure there's a wonderful segment of people that would pay for that.
Oh no, God. Well, there's a thing for everyone, right? But yeah, man, it's great to have you back on here. Gonna talk some movies and talk about your wonderful apps and Justice for Hire, man. So everyone that's new, that's watching, is unfamiliar with Justice for Hire, you want to throw them down memory lane a little bit and and let them know what it's all about.
Sure, it's Uber for heroes. You can hire a hero or become one and get paid. That's the concept of the story. And we've taken that concept and said we're going to produce a show with the world, with our community, where anyone can join the cast of that community with that same premise. So you become a hero, or you can become a client that hires heroes, or you can become a villain and hide in the app.
And
we actually have an app. It's not a vigilante app. I always have to clarify. We have a bunch of real life superheroes in our community that have come to us because they thought we were a vigilante app, and then they realized we're making a movie, making shows. They're like, "Oh, that's cool." They stay. It's great, but it's a show, and we're going to start live editing the series. We've only put out 4 episodes so far that we call a starter pack. So we'll start live editing the series within the coming days. And we're going to be requesting content from people. You can go to justiceforhire.app or justiceforhire.com and become a part of the community. And, just make scenes on your phone, create and own your own character. And, we're building towards something pretty big.
Yeah, like you said, building a cinematic universe, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Samurai Guy is getting a little tempted to become a villain.
We might be a
villain. I don't know, man. With this voice, though, I don't know if I could be a good guy.
Honestly, whatever feels right to you is going to help build the narrative.
It sounds like fun, man. Create your own character and go on missions and create stories and with so many other people. I mean, how cool is that, man?
Dude, it's a dream come true, and I mean, this is a big part of us closing this window because I'm hearing cars whizzing by. But go for it. A big part of the big vision here is to be the world's first social film studio. That's our company, my startup Real World, REELWURLD, is completely focused on making movies and shows with the world. We believe that the future of all entertainment, especially movies and shows, are going to be made with the audience as stars. So fans are portraying characters that they own and they create and they own. And that because we have these wonderful, like I'm on a phone right now, we have these wonderful devices that have such clarity in terms of camera and audio. It's like, hey, if we do this, if there's a system for it, and which is essentially it's a social network. You can look at it as a cinematic universe, except no one acknowledges that we're all in the same story. So Real World is building apps that are essentially social networks for specific shows. Justice for Hire has its own app built by Real World. And, we're running an equity crowdfunding campaign right now to help expand and make apps for other shows and do a lot more. So anyone can,
this is
own a part of what we're doing.
Yeah, there you go. This is fantastic. Everybody's getting the verbal nectar coming from you about this, but let's give them a little quick visual as well, just for fun.
Hi, I'm Jan, and welcome to the Justice for Hire app. Inside, everything we do is either out of character or in character. Out of character, we're filmmakers, creators, storytellers, building a cinematic universe together. In character, we're heroes, clients, and villains. You'll experience the cinematic universe grow with our community. You can watch the JFH series, which is about the app, and expand that story through missions. You can build your character's solo story with challenges, and you can chat with the entire cast on Cast Chat, ally and rival them, and build teams. Make sure you look at the JFH universe rules in the hamburger menu so that everything you do is part of the JFH story. See you on set.
See you on set. Love it. Love it. We got in the comments here. Kevin's like, PhatSamuraiGuy, you need to join this idea. That sounds awesome.
Hey, Kevin, you need to join. We want you in it too.
Kevin, come on, man. Create your own character. Jump in. This sounds like a blast. Everybody psych long. Yeah, everybody watching. Just go ahead and check it out.
And just so everybody knows, part of what we're raising on the equity crowdfunding campaign is like if you go on desktop right now, the desktop is not where we want it to be. It's a mobile first experience. So you can jump on your phone and the experience is very much where we want it to be. On desktop, it still needs a lot of work. So that's part of what we're going to be utilizing the funds that we raise on the equity crowdfunding campaign for.
Nice. Gotcha. For sure. Yeah, man. I can't wait to go into the a little bit more in detail of Real World. That's how we roll. Quick visual. This one's my favorite, by the way.
Are you not detained?
No. Not until I'm in the movie. All of us.
Love that. I love that. Oh man. One more. We're having fun.
Keanu.
Are you having trouble getting into the Matrix? Well, at Real World, you're always in the movie. Yep, that's right.
Oh, that's comedy, man. You're hilarious, right?
No, thanks.
Like I've
man.
seen some of your other skits, man. The Van Damme one, the splits from what was that? Double Team? No, Double Impact. Oh my God, I was rolling, man.
Oh, thanks. And
rolling.
that was for a Rick Myers event for the superhero kung fu
That's right.
extravaganza.
That's right. Oh, Sykes saying make it happen. They want me to do it here. There we go. Dark Gable, this is going to be awesome. Sign me up. There you go.
That's a fantastic name. That's a great hero name, Dark Gable.
Right. Dark Gable. There you go, Dark Gable. You already got your name, man. Kevin says if I join, he's gonna be my sidekick. Love it, man. But yeah, man, some of your skits, man, even the community, such talented and creative people that are on Justice for Hire, and some of their skits and stories and stuff, man. Some of it's like really good, and others is like makes me laugh. It's really good. A lot of them are really good at comedy, man. It's pretty funny. So I don't know.
I mean, there's a great range. I was just looking at today because we're always updating our crowdfunding page and just putting new and updated numbers and information on there. And we were talking about the Wash the Hate event that we did last year to stand in solidarity with the Asian American community, and that was our first, really our first activation of our for someone else, for like another organization. And Wash the Hate, my buddy Telly Wong started that organization, and we just said, hey, our community, there's some serious problems, and why don't we use our storytelling capabilities to address these and figure out other solutions that we might want to visualize. Because when you visualize something, the culture goes where the language and the visualization goes. And so it was really, really amazing to see like one hero named Vintage partnered up with a guy named Tai Chi Wonder and another guy named Juice, and they made just an amazing piece. It's on YouTube. It's on our app. It's just an amazing piece of how he would deal with hate that comes to him, and redirect it toward channeling it into his training in a way that's more constructive than I think we normally see in cinema. And that's the kind of stories that I think we need. I'm all about action. I'm all about, a knockout. I've been doing a lot of stunts, and I'm just like, what? These are great.
Yeah. And
we need to be smarter with the way that we solve problems. So how can we be more creative and actually innovate?
Yeah, I like that. And that's what's great about content, is that you can create stuff for comedic purposes, entertainment, action, martial arts purposes, superhero purposes, and then serious ideas that are addressed in a creative way. That's what it's all about. It's all about being creative. I like that, man. And
it's all happening in the same cinematic universe, man. Like, and
I know, right?
Marvel's really shown, really led the way with saying, hey, you can have all these different genres in one massive story world. Right. And so, when people say, I'm coming to Justice for Hire, we have folks that don't do any martial arts. We have people who might be wheelchair bound. We have folks that might be hackers. We have folks that don't do any athleticism at all. And we can all still tell stories together, because everybody's actually a character. And I think that's I'm looking at you, and you have a layer. Like, you literally have a layer, and that's awesome. I'm just like, okay, this is like, I want to see that.
Yeah. It's a wonderful thing, man. Especially you bringing all these creative people together in this one community to be creative. And there's so many just awesome names and characters out there. Here, I got to play this one right here.
Instantly, we need it.
Hey, I heard about this on the subway. I believe in the possibility of self-healing.
See everything. Hawk visions, everything.
Look, whatever it is you're going through right now, we'll get through it together.
Find me on the Justice for Hire app.
I think my favorite is Big Bruv.
Oh.
That
Dude,
name is hilarious.
He's so tall and so muscular, and he picked up a heavy bag because we were on set shooting a promo in like 2019, and my son is there, and he's like, 4, and he sees this guy, this huge guy, just pick up. I have to do double, like I have to do a body lock on a heavy bag and walk it, really, really tight over. I totally pick it up. This dude just picks up one arm, throws it on his shoulder, and walks.
I believe
it's
it.
like he's very strong.
He's Big Bruv. Yeah,
man.
We got Kevin here saying, I honestly think it's a great idea. You can get creative and live out your dream of being a storyteller. Also, a great way to build a community and connect people around the world. Look at that.
Absolutely.
Chad is loving it here. Dark Gable says, I love the fact that loves action but tells a story as well. Yes. Yes, X-Bone is a good hero name. Let's go.
That's a great hero name.
X-Bone, get in there, man.
That's fantastic.
Create your character and start making stories and join the community. X-Bone. Villain or hero? It depends. It's up to X-Bone, right? Yeah, it's up to him. Yeah. But yeah, man, this was just a blast. So now that we, introduced the Justice for Hire app information, and that way people can understand it. Now let's get into the nit of the grit for Real World. Now, was Real World eventually the next step, or was this something you were planning for a long time?
It's a great question. It was one of those. It's one of those chicken and egg questions that I would get. I was in Hollywood pitching since 2014 what Real World is, and I was at Sony, I was at Lionsgate, I spent months inside Universal Music Group even,
right.
And people got it, but they needed to see it. That's kind of the Hollywood story. You have to do it for people to get it. Gotcha. And so I went to New York, went back. I'm a New Yorker. Went back to New York and got into the startup ecosystem. And because I was already running a production company since college, so I'm like, okay, well, I've worked in Hollywood. Let me get back to New York and get back to my roots and see if I can get some more support for this idea. And we were already incubated in LA at like UCLA, Anderson, and more. And we had support for the idea, but not enough support to actually move us to a place where we were funded and we were making stuff happen. And so getting to the New York ecosystem, I started getting the same response as in Hollywood, except from the startup venture capitalists. And they're like, well, why don't you build one little product that people really want to use? I'm like, no, I don't think you understand. Like the behavior, all the signs, all the writings on the wall that people are going to be the stars.
Right.
So, and if TikTok has shown us anything, literally overnight, the pandemic hit last year, TikTok blew up and people started calling me. And they're like, Jan, that idea you're talking about, it's like, now is the time. I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, and so when it comes to JFH, and what I mean by yeah, I know is not that it's my idea. It's not actually my idea. It's the inevitable. So there's a handful of people that have been paying attention in media that have been able to map out the future. One of our advisors, a guy named Jeff Gomez, who I highly recommend his TED Talk on transmedia, he's been pitching this idea since 1999. So the concept of an ecosystem where people can come together, tell cinematic stories together, and have more integrated experiences around their favorite story worlds, portraying characters and more. So TikTok really showed people that, hey, people want to create and it's more fun to create than to simply watch. And that's something that I knew as a film student, that if I made crap, I still had a great time on set with my friends. The memories that you create by making something are you'll always remember that when you watch the thing that can be shared with other people too. And you always have new stories to tell because of those experiences. So to answer your question, I think I would consider Real World my life's work. Having grown up in the comic book business and watched these worlds be created by lots of writers, lots of artists, etc. And I think that if Marvel was built today, it would be built on your phone. It would be built, the bullpen of writers and artists would be all of us, and it would be video first, and it would be people making stories on their phone. And so that's what Real World is really meant to be, a place where we make movies and shows together with the world. And Justice for Hire was a comic book I made with my dad, and we said, hey, why don't we make this the first Real World show? So that's what that's how that happened.
That's awesome, man. That is really awesome. Right here, we got Jeff Gomez here. And he's involved with Real World as well, right? He supports it.
Yeah. He's also running the Ultraman franchise right now.
Oh, no way!
Yeah,
I love me some Ultraman. But I like his. Yeah, I love his quote here. He says, "We haven't seen technology that allows for fans to tell audiovisual stories set in their favorite franchises. Real World is building that software, and it can well be a game changer." Look at that. You got a guy in the industry basically saying it's legit. It's legit, man. I mean, how cool is that?
Hey, we have a pretty fancy board of advisors, actually. So he's definitely up there.
And back to the app here is a Hollywood studio in your pocket. You can make movies, TV shows, commercials, create original characters, guide fan storytelling via prompts, provide camera direction, instruct collaboration. It's just like it's built for a community to grow. It's actually kind of cool, man. Right here, the Real World app can be white labeled for any brand, franchise, or studio. And from what I've heard from people that have used it already, it's very simple to use, very easy, very simple to use app. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't want to scare newbies away. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I totally can. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah. It's like, and that new technology sometimes that scares newbies. They're like, I don't know what to do, but from what I've heard, it's very simple to use.
It's our V1. It's a version 1 of a very big idea. And Real World as a company, I see us as kind of like an Adobe meets Disney. And there's a much bigger vision. And what the app is right now is let me put it this way: it was really complicated to explain to people, and when they see it now that it's actually done, they totally get it. Okay, yeah, we can do
that. Yeah, for sure. I like the demographics here. Like, this covers everyone. Like people, basically the target audience. Audience members, filmmakers, content creators, cosplayers, fandom, LARPers, basically everyone. This app and this Real World idea will benefit everyone with different interests. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But so let's go ahead while you continue talking about it. Let's go ahead and bring it up to see more of a visual of the website where people can invest their money and stuff like that.
Thanks, man. Well, I'll say this, man. Like, there's not one why when it comes to what inspired the company. It's there's just so many reasons, and one of the things that really just comes to mind right now was spending several years lonely. Right. I was kind of like being like lonely and like I stopped martial arts when I was 9 years old because I got beat up by an entire family in Brooklyn defending my friend. My friend was getting bullied. I stood up to the family. To one person in the family. I didn't realize it was a family, and then I got beat up, and all these adults were around. They all watched it happen. And I got really upset. I renounced martial arts. Yeah, and I stopped training from like 9 to 15, and I went from being active to being like out of shape, weak. I was like I wasn't there, and I just remember how disconnected I felt from people. And I was like, I felt cold, I felt alone, I felt angry. I felt all these things. And, but out of that came a lot of creativity. And I always had this desire to connect with people that also had that creativity.
Right.
And I just remember when I was 15, I attempted to pitch my first business partnership with a friend because we wanted to create like a laser tag, like a laser tag business. I used to go to Qzar in Long Island when I was a kid.
Yeah.
That we'd go out there, and it was like a laser tag
Ooh,
place.
laser tag, you bringing me back.
Oh yeah, man! They had the Mortal Kombat like theme song playing, and it was
No
you go
way.
crazy. And so, and they had Killer Instinct outside. And I'm like, man, Killer Instinct's amazing. And so, I would see these games. I'd play the fighting game, go into laser tag, hear that awesome music, and just wish that the story of that game I was just playing outside continued in the live experience that was happening there.
Yeah.
And so we tried to pitch a business like that, didn't work. But that was really like foundationally important because that's I started getting up and moving again because I wanted to be in that laser tag world. I felt so epic standing in the feeling like I was more my real self than the self that I was every day when I was in laser tag. And a lot of cosplayers say that. They're like, "Hey, this is not a costume. Like when I'm normal, quote unquote, that's my costume."
Right.
And like that mentality is so interesting to me, and I identify with it so much because I think that when we allow ourselves to be the characters we want to be, that's when we start touching something that's far more truthful and helpful to all of us. And I just did this writing a few days ago. I put something out called the positivity model, and it's why TikTok is performing better in many ways than a streaming platform. And technically, they don't outperform streaming platforms yet in terms of like usage hours. But it is absolutely commanding so much attention and culture. And what's on TikTok that isn't on your streaming platform right now is a direct channel to the heart of a creator versus a piece of content like a movie or a show that is made by committee. A committee of people who might say, well, that your creative heart, sure, but we have all these other boxes to check off, and therefore we're going to dilute your heart. And we don't have that on Real World. TikTok doesn't have that. And what we have that TikTok doesn't have is just the intention to tell stories together, interconnected, and very much focused on cinematic experiences, movies and shows, period. That's what we're focused on. Building out cinematic story worlds. So, this is very much like I said, there's no one why, but it just felt like the right thing to share with you because I was, that Qzar laser tag experience, that just how that pulled me out of something. And I want Real World to be that for other people. And JFH as our first show has been that for a lot of people so far. And that's really cool.
Nice. Very well said. And you took that negative and turned it into a positive. Now look, everything's blowing up. Tai Chi, right? Hey, there you go, baby. No BS Tai Chi though.
No BS Tai
Chi. That's awesome, man. It's very well said. And it has exploded. It's getting big, and congratulations on your success and future success.
Thanks, man. But we still have more ways to go. We want
I know. That's why I said that's why future success. But there's actually some pretty good questions over here. I'm going to click on for you. But really quick, I have a question. So, Justice for Hire app is free, correct?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, it's free. Is that linked with Real World, or you can link your characters to Real World, or is Real World something totally separate?
Sure. So Justice for Hire is the first show and first app from Real World, like the very first. So in time when there is a Real World platform, which does not yet exist, that's why we're raising capital. When there is a Real World platform, your character, your profile that you've created can be inserted not just into Justice for Hire, but into the other worlds that we have on the Real World platform.
Wow.
So eventually we see Real World as being able to, you say, hey, you know what, today I want to play in Justice for Hire. No, now I want to play in Star Wars. No, now I want to play in DC. Now I want to play or Harry Potter, etc. And each one of those worlds will have its own, and we don't have deals with those guys yet. So this is not just to be clear, we don't have deals with Harry Potter or any of those except JFH so far.
Examples. These are examples, yeah.
But each one of those stories has their own rule set, and so if I have a character, I play myself in JFH. So if I want to go into the DC world, well, maybe I have superpowers there. Justice for Hire is a real world action-based series, so there's no like superpowers. We do have some like intuitive, like hyper senses, but like not superpowers. But if you go into take your character and go into Star Wars, you might have the Force. So just recognizing that every world or every story world has its own rule sets, and that your character or characters, because you can create multiple characters, can be inserted almost like playing cards. Just like, hey, I want to play in this world, and now I'm going to shoot stuff on my phone that I'm going to make my own scenes in this world. I'm going to get my friends, we're going to be in scenes in this world. And the way we work as a brand, and what we're proposing to larger brands, and a lot of these conversations have already started, is to essentially make sure that if you create content, there's a way to canonically tie it into the larger brand narrative. So it's not just a fan sitting in their room with a towel on their head, like pretending that it's a wig. It's like, hey, like I'm actually shooting something that the brand recognizes as canonical, and that other fans recognize as canonical because of the way our story is developed. Like it's made to be done with fans. And so I really believe that the future of all, even retroactively, I think that we're going to start seeing classic films like The Godfather and more have those story worlds expanded by fans. Because once we start integrating augmented reality and et cetera into these real world experiences, it's going to be a major game changer. So yes, real world is a container. Justice for Hire is our first show and app.
Scanners style. But yeah, that's awesome. Okay, that's really cool. Here's some questions from chat. These are some good questions here. Is this the JFH app? Is this available on any device?
Sure. It's a progressive web app. We've actually circumvented App Store and Android for now, because we want to make sure that we are very ready from a legal standpoint of certain things happen when you go on those platforms where people attempt to reverse engineer your app. Right. So we're like, okay, well, we're patent pending right now. Why would we go into that ecosystem if we can't properly defend ourselves yet? So we're very much saying, okay, go to justiceforhire.app. You can quote unquote download the app by saving it to your home screen, and then you just use it like a normal app. But you can also just use it in browser. And like I said, the desktop version exists, but we want to build that out more. And that's part of what we're going to be doing with the equity crowdfunding funds.
Nice. Here's one more. Also, with being from the UK, is it available in his region?
Yeah, we have several. So we have we went viral on TikTok like last year, and so now we went from like being in New York and then in a few other places, and now we have like heroes all around the world. So we have UK heroes, we have
there
France.
You go, Kevin.
So yeah, man, we're like, go for it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I keep on thinking Christopher Lambert when I see
there you go.
I'm like, man, Highlander, Braden.
There you go. He's a Highlander
for better or worse.
He's a Highlander from UK. Champ Blaze here, shout out. He goes, "What's up, PhatSamuraiGuy and Jan Lucanus?"
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hi there. All right, so now I'm going to bring up the Real World website here, so you guys can follow along. And Jan, you can keep speaking the truth from the future. That's right. All right, let me bring it up here. Hold on, and boom,
there it is.
All right, and man, like already. Just to show how legit this Real World, the world's first social film studio. Look at all this already. Like everybody's pitching in, investing in this. I mean, this is legit money. Like this is legit. So everybody knows that this is legit. So pretty awesome. I like this picture of you right here. But yeah, go ahead and I'll slowly scroll down here.
Sure. I mean, this pitch page, the video at the top of the page is really, it's an 8-minute video that we made that is essentially the spirit of what we're doing.
Yeah, make sure you guys watch it. It's really good.
Yeah, we're having fun, and you'll see that
Yeah.
right next to it, there's a much more sober investor panel where a angel investor asks us some hard hitting questions, and we're there to answer them. So this is very much a long term an investment that we see us as a company. The potential is there for us to be a multi-billion-dollar company in the coming years. And that's why we want to make sure. I used to tell venture capitalists in New York, like, hey, it doesn't matter if you put $10 million into us. We're like tomorrow, we're still doing an equity crowdfunding campaign, because the spirit of what we're doing is crowd ownership. Like, people need to own the companies that are making decisions, rather than have a large entity telling people what to think and how to feel. And
man.
It like
how awesome is you gotta have creative freedom.
Absolutely, like creative freedom down to every single owner, and so that's why and equity crowdfunding is also still very new. It's about 6 years, almost 6 years old since it's been legalized. So it's before you could only do like a Kickstarter, and people are chipping into. And it's donations. These are not donations. You're buying stock in the company.
Right.
You own a part of the company.
Investing,
So this is and the intention here is you invest to make a return. So, we are very focused on adding value to our community now, and having that value exponentially increase in the coming years. And so, when I say years, I mean like 2 to 3 years. We are very, very focused on what the next few years look like for us as a community, and with our technology, and how that technology impacts storytelling across the world for the whole film and television industry.
Love it. But I like how you have it highlighted here for those that are new, that are just watching now. So the fans create their own characters and star in movies and shows using pending technology. And just that's crazy how you went viral like that, man. How awesome. So Justice for Hire app alone, 7.5 million views on your first show produced with the community. How cool is that? How awesome is that? And the app simplifies the filmmaking process to make it easier to tell great stories. I mean, this is phenomenal, man. United as fans will have a catalog of intellectual property larger than any Hollywood studio.
Sure. Let's think about that for a second. Marvel, let's say, has about 5,000 to 8,000 characters. DC, something in the same range. So, and of course, there's always new characters that they're coming up with. But in like right now, if you think about it, we have about 600 cast members for JFH, like that are active.
Wow.
So. And that's we obviously we have 77,000 plus followers on social, but in terms of people actually creating content, we have like 70 hours of content. We actually just did those numbers an hour and a half ago. We have like 70 hours of community content created from 600 people. And think about this: if you have and this is us like before marketing, because we're really not marketing. We spend $1 a day on marketing. Like, we're startup. And so like this is all grassroots built up. The second we turn on that marketing engine, the second we start getting out there even more, like, it's going to exponentially increase. And if you talk to any filmmaker, period, the concept of having 600 cast members in anything is insane. It's an insane number. So when we start getting into the thousands and the millions, it's going to be nuts. And all of these characters owned by people puts us in a position where we have a bigger content character catalog than any studio, period. And that's nuts. Like, that's just an insane concept, yet it's also so real and so practical. And what that means in terms of monetization is that we're going to find the next 100 plus Deadpools on our platform. Like, if you have a character that's dope, then you might have your own movie or your own show, series, etc. And there's all these merchandising opportunities for intellectual property. There's just so much that goes into expanding a brand, and so many monetization opportunities that if real world being a container for all of that and having access to the community so that we can help people achieve that level of success, it's going to be totally huge.
Oh man, crazy. 600 now. It's just, yeah, like you said, it's just a matter of time. It's going to be even huger, man. This is crazy. Who's this guy right here? I don't know who
Oh, that's me doing my Prince eyes. The artist formerly known as Prince. I'm totally serious.
He said Prince. I love it. I love it.
Oh, my
Yeah,
man,
I love the
this was
tagline.
digital
It's true.
eyes.
The real Hollywood in your pocket, man. That's awesome. Yeah, creative freedom is important, and it is one of our pet peeves that we've even bitched about several times when we would review films or talk about movies here on the channel. With the community, it's just like, man, it's like you see a movie, that movie, there's a good movie in there somewhere. But because of the committee, like, you kind of fucked it all up here.
I argue that a lot of those movies, like, let's say, like, I think the last real Terminator movie was T2. And so
of course,
I consider every single Terminator movie after that a fan film. And if they're making fan films with multi-million-dollar budgets, and we have other fans who are just as creative, they just may not necessarily have access to the ecosystem. The only reason they don't have access to the ecosystem is because of problems in optimization. Like when you're a part of like we just had a real world talk with our lead investor yesterday. And so our lead investor came on. His name's Ryan Carrison, former professional racer, professional squash player, and he's built his own media advertising media empire. And if you come onto one of our Zoom calls with any of our network, whether it's Jeff or Jeff Gomez, who's right there, or who advises Disney on Star Wars and Marvel, or if you come on and meet anybody, they're part of your network, because we're changing the way that the system works. So there's no red tape. Like, if you are part of our community, you have access to these people, and these people, like, they will. It's you don't have to wait 2 weeks to put in a call to somebody's agent. That's insanity to me. It's just not the way that good people should talk to each other.
Yeah, it's true. And like you said, there's so much talent out there, talented people, and all they need is a shot to just get in there and be creative. And now you've given them a chance to do that, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, and now the power's in their hands. Just go and take the shot.
Yeah, that's it. So
that's
a quick
how that works.
Yeah. Quick reminder for those that are watching here: the Justice for Hire app is free. I highly suggest you guys do it. A Samurai Guy's thinking about it, especially if I can play a villain. That sounds like a lot of fun, actually.
Dude, we need villains, man. If you're in the LA area too.
Yeah. But yeah, here you go. Here's a quick example here. How the app works. You choose a role. Very simple. Are you a hero? Are you a client? Or are you a villain? You can create your character right here. This is a blast, dude. Make content as your character, just using your phone. There you go. Your content impacts the cinematic universe story. That's right. Your story will be mixed in and be a part of a whole cinematic universe. There you go. And then you're remixed into movies and shows, and it's all free. Look at this guy. Look at this good-looking guy right here. Are you trying not to be the next Doctor Who? Is that what's going on?
Funny. That's hilarious. My mom used to love that show. That was like the 80s version of it.
Yeah. But yes, guys, all this information is in the description box below of this video. If you guys want to look into more detail and take your time checking all this awesome badassity. And it's just fun. It just looks like a blast, man. Looks like a blast. Was there anything else you wanted me to point out here? Did you want to talk about?
I think just across the board, the message is there's something we said about remixed into movies and shows, and people might ask, like, what does that mean? Oh yeah, obviously there's perks down there we could talk about too, but just focusing on the concept of remixed into movies and shows, and recognizing that something you do now could be referenced years later. And think about Spider-Man: Homecoming, and you have that scene where someone's in the principal's office, and you're looking into the back of the principal's office, and you see a photo. And if you've looked at any of the Easter egg videos, etc., the photo on the back of the principal's office, it's actually this in real life the same actor, but he was the partner of Captain America in the first Captain America movie. So essentially, they're tying the dots together, saying that this character is the great grandson of, or the grandson of that character. And so these little details of recognizing that one little thing can have a lot of meaning, to me is super important. Because when you make a video and you showed a scene in that, we're talking about and intercutting in that scene video content made from our community. So we're talking about different heroes in our community, and it's in the series, it's in the show. So we're actually taking the content made by just folks on their phone, and because of how our story is set up, Justice for Hire is like Uber for heroes. You can hire a hero or become one and get paid. Like that user-generated content is part of what you do as a hero in the story. You have to be like recording your missions, helping people. So if you're
awesome,
stopping
man.
a crime, or you're helping someone carry groceries across the street, you're recording it. So all this stuff is being captured, and now we can reference that in the series. So that's how we're putting together a premium show with user-generated content or creator-generated entertainment, whatever you want to call it. And we're building something big, and the little things you do can have repercussions in the story for a very long time.
I got to give a quick shout out to Saunders Child. Thanks for the dono. Mr. Han, suddenly I want to leave your island. Yeah, love it. Classic Enter the Dragon line. Really quick here, Kevin says here, I just finished the pitch video on the site. Wow, this could be huge. I wish you all the success. So yeah, look at that.
Oh, thank you for watching this stream and the pitch video simultaneously. That's amazing.
I know. Kevin is like
splitting eyes.
Yeah, he's got the skills, man. Dark Gable says, I just checked out the pitch as well. This is going to be huge. People need to get behind this. Let's do it, guys. Let's do it for sure. Did you want to go over the perks, or they can go over it on their own?
Well, they can go over it on their own, but the perks do exist. So it's still, you are buying equity, but we also said, you know what, let's make sure we sweeten the deal for people. And
how awesome is that? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and look, already there's a lot of investors, man. Everyone's excited for this because they know it's legit. It ain't bullshit. And I'm excited for you, man. Definitely excited for sure. Let me go ahead and bring us back on the big screen here. We back on it. Oh man, yeah. Justice for Hire app, guys. Don't forget, it is free. That's right. Get the app, create character, start making stories, man. I mean, how cool is this?
Yeah,
this is cool, man.
We're going to start live editing in the coming days. So that's something that I'm under the impression this has never been done before. If it has been done before and I'm not aware, please let me know, because I want to learn from whoever did it.
Right.
Because this is kind of insane. Like, we're going to be streaming as we edit the series, so there's going to be tons of spoilers. Like, that means it's going to be spoiler city. Yeah. But for the people that care about that process, or the folks that want to create content that's going to make it into the like, we might say, hey, we need heroes, doing this action or that action for this Friday. And then you go right to Justice for Hire app and you shoot that. We'll have a mission up for you. You go shoot it, and then we'll have that content to cut into the series. Like, everybody who creates for the series that makes it, whether you make it into a series episode or not, your content is still part of the cinematic universe. But if it's in the series, and the series makes money, meaning we're going to package it and bring it to places like Netflix and Amazon. So, and it'll still live on our app. But if a series makes money in any particular way, you're going to get paid. And so we make sure that we have so many layers of everything we're doing, even down to our terms of service, is super detailed and dynamic. So we want to make sure that everyone gets paid, everyone gets recognized, because these things, like, again, for too long, the system has been pushing people out because of some semblance of control that doesn't actually help us grow as a society. So I think that we're just going to flip everything on its head. It's going to be great.
Oh man, got to flip it. Flip it, Jan. That's right. That's right. Oh man, this is awesome, man. I mean, this is just the growth in the community, everything just getting bigger and better. I'm excited. I'm excited. You okay there?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm lifting up my chest, not to show off the Cynthia Rothrock T-shirt, but
oh shit, you gotta sit there with your cheese. You hold on, I gotta blow it up. I gotta blow it up here. Hold on. No way.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that?
So Don the Dragon Wilson's brother James gave it to me in a meeting.
Oh, you're lucky.
Hey, here you go. I brought this for you. I was like, oh my God.
Oh man.
And I know Cynthia. I've known her from since I was like 22.
How awesome is that?
I came right out of college shooting a Justice for Hire short film, and a bunch of martial artists got behind us and brought us into the Budo Hall of Fame and the Action Martial Arts Hall of Fame for best action choreography and stuff like that.
Nice,
it was really great. And I met Cynthia there, so I've always been a fan. But then having this T-shirt, to me, she's
how could
she's
you not
still
be
such
a
a big
fan?
deal.
Yeah. Do they have size 6X?
I know that I'm hoping they're still selling these shirts, man, because this is because they had one with Don and one with her, and they had a whole series.
Oh shit! All right, I'll have to look into it for sure. Oh man, but yeah, this is awesome, fun news about the app and real world for sure. And do you got before we wrap it up? You got time to watch a fight?
100%.
Let's go ahead and watch this fight. But first, before we watch the fight, let's talk. What was some of your favorite action and martial arts movies of last year?
I mean, I think it's really interesting because I did not expect to like Shang-Chi as much as I did.
Me too.
And that's because I thought the trailer sucked.
It wasn't that good.
I was like, man, this trailer's horrible. I don't want to watch this. And then so my lady and I then went to don't tell anybody, went to a pirate website and we watched the first 5 minutes of Shang-Chi on this pirate website, and it was so good that we had to turn it off and get up and go buy a movie theater ticket and go see it in the theater. I'm like, this is spectacular. I can't believe Marvel made this. I need to go now. Yeah. And so it was a really, really big deal. And I'm trying to think of, there are other films that I wanted to see. I actually really like the G.I. Joe Snake Eyes trailer, but it's so tough for me to, and I have a lot of, respect for the people behind that franchise at Factory Made. I know those folks. But I'm also, it's a tough IP. It's a tough franchise.
Did you see the movie?
I did not see the movie, and that's what I mean. It's tough for me to feel invested in something that doesn't feel like it's timely, and so I'm just like,
I would stick to that. Yeah, you're a smart man.
Oh, I need to see Shang-Chi. I don't know. I need to see this, and so, but I really like the Suicide.
Did you like how the fights were shown and choreographed in Shang-Chi?
Yeah, I mean, I did a.
Then don't watch Snake Eyes.
I did not watch Snake Eyes, but I really appreciated everything about Shang-Chi. I did a 3-video series on my Tai Chi Push Hands YouTube channel, breaking down the top 5 Tai Chi moves in Shang-Chi. So that exists. Nice. You can check that out. But there's, I think Suicide Squad was great. I thought The Matrix Resurrections had its moments. I love the third act. Or should I say, just like that, the last action scene. I was like, okay, this is kind of cool.
I'm going to be nice, but yes, continue.
Look, I had
hey, as long as you enjoyed parts of it, it's fine. As long as you liked it, it's all good.
There's people. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but that motorcycle scene, I was like,
oh no. What are you talking about? The Resurrections?
Yeah, I'm talking about Resurrections.
Oh, okay, yeah. Hey, as long as you enjoyed it, brother, that's all that matters.
Hey, don't make me feel like that.
To each his own. It's all good. But hey, I'm glad you enjoyed Shang-Chi. Speaking of Shang-Chi, segue out of there. Speaking of Shang-Chi, let's go watch a little sliver of the bus fight. I don't have the whole thing, but let's watch a sliver of that. And I would love to hear your commentary and breakdown, sir. You ready to rock and roll?
Sure. I just want to make sure that people understand. I meant that the third act of the resurrections, and specifically a scene.
Yeah.
And not necessarily. I'm not condoning the entire film. That's all I'm trying to say. That's all.
It's all good, man. It's all good. Let's go to the movies. Let me go ahead and do some screen share, and let's have fun watching the little sliver of the bus fight.
Wolverine watching a movie?
Gee. Well, I'm going to bring up the fight. I had to set the scene, man. That's all.
Oh, that's fun.
All right. Blow it up.
That backdrop is amazing that you have of all those characters.
All right. We put it on the side. Why not? All right. You ready?
Yes.
All right. Let's go ahead and check this out. Let's have some fun, guys. Everybody watching. Boikasha. So, Simu, man. Simu Liu. What'd you think of him in the movie?
Come on, bro.
I wasn't familiar with him at all.
Me neither.
And I was just like this guy's got so much heart. And he just looks like such a good guy. Like an actually good guy. And so, like, I love seeing somebody that feels like that on screen.
Yeah. But this is a great fight. This whole entire fight is a lot of people's favorite fight in the movie.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Look at that.
What up, y'all? It's your boy
The
Fred,
speed,
coming at you live on
the
I love that
timing.
I actually did
This guy
a
was
little
funny.
bit of martial arts as a youth, so I'm gonna try and grade this fight.
The
as we're
speed, the
going.
movement. You can actually see the action. This is phenomenal, man. Oh, yeah, baby. Double kick. Love it, love it. We gotta watch that again. We gotta watch it one more time, man. Yeah, man. This is good stuff. Let's do a little trailer breakdown here. Right here.
I just love the rhythm. Like the rhythm of it. I think rhythm in fight scenes is
Yes.
so especially in American fights, oftentimes you get that.
Yeah.
And it's boring because it's still music. Whether it's like if you're seeing it, if you're hearing it, or if you're feeling it, it's all rhythm, it's all music. And
Right.
so I think that becomes super boring. But when you watch something like this and they're really they're breaking rhythm, they're playing around with even the rhythm of the camera mix and taking breaks, and it's great.
Yeah. That was it. Don't mess with his friend there. We got a little 1-inch punch in the way.
Yep.
Bruce Lee 1-inch punch action there. Done messed up. There we go. Trailer shot. There we go.
I love Aquafina too. She did such a great
what
job.
the hell? Like, where the hell did that come from? But yeah, this is good stuff, man. Boom, bam. Look at that. Some slow motion looked in there. He's pretty agile, man. Look at that. Love that. Now, taking off the jacket and stuff, this is some Jackie Chan stuff, which I love. Using his surroundings. Look at that. Bam. Oh, look at that. That's a nice. You're throwing in that elbow there, man. Look at that.
Yeah, it's really great that they frame out the other villains, because a lot of times you'll have a shot that's too wide. And I love wide shots, but it breaks some of the realism at times because you have the other stuntmen waiting for it to hit.
Yeah.
And in this scene, you don't get that feeling because they're simply not on camera. They probably are waiting, but it feels like something else could be happening in the story that they're and that they're working their way through the tight bus to actually get a punch in. So it's great.
Yeah, for sure. Boom. Ooh. Now this character, chat, everybody watching right now, was this same character in the Spider-Man movies?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like, do a flip Spider-Man or something like that. The guy getting the hot dog.
Okay. That's funny. That's pretty funny. That's good.
It's a martial arts as a kid. I'm gonna try to grade this fight scene.
But yeah, right here, I love the camera work because you could see the fight, and there's very minimum editing here in this one shot. Let's watch this. Boom, 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 boom. Look at that. Like 5 or 6 movements in one take.
And I want to I want to compare that to just a moment to to the scene, the train scene in the Matrix Resurrections, which I was probably the scene that I had the most action scene that I had the most challenge with, because the opportunity to do something as spacious as this, it still feels tight, but you feel like you can move through the environment. And I just remember watching the other scenes being like, man, like we're on a train, we have all these cool looking characters, but we can't feel or see any of the action. Because and so it was just like two completely like very stark.
Felt a little messy in the Matrix.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. What's going on? Boom, man, love that. Love that. Yeah, and you can do that, right?
I wish I could.
Ooh, look at that.
That's great.
He connected here. Wow.
It does look like contact.
Yeah,
it definitely looks like contact.
Love it. Yeah, man. Love it. Yeah, love having guests on.
Could also potentially
loving watching fights. Love throwing in a fight scene we can watch together, man.
Yeah, it's really important.
Because why? We love movies. We love movies, man.
Hey, man. Action, as Demetrius once said, Demetrius Angelo over at the Urban Action Showcase once said, and this really inspired like a lot of the stuff that a lot of our thinking in recent months, that action is the genre that makes you stand up and cheer. And if we can deliver that feeling to people in an even more real way, that you stand up and cheer for your own character, like that to me is a big deal. So like I love watching this stuff. I love getting inspired, and then I love actually like saying, hey, you know what? How could I channel that energy into my personal experience? Feel great about it. How can we help other people do the same thing?
Yeah, love it. Perfect. And speaking of that, Kevin says, "Take my money." There you go.
I can't take it. Yeah, it's got to be on WeFunder.com/realworld. That's REELWURLD.
There you go. What's up, Nuts for Kaiju? He's chiming in saying, "What's up to everybody?"
It's also a very good name.
But I know, right?
Great hacker name.
Nuts for Kaiju, bro. Come on, go to the app. Create your own character. Use your name. It'd be great. Yeah, it'd be great. Well, I don't want to keep you too much, brother, but this was an honor again having you here.
Thank you so much.
You mentioned Demetrius not too long ago. I forgot to mention earlier, when I first watched the intro that I played during this video, I was hearing his voice, but I was like, who is that talking? And doing the narration and trying to pump up the community. And then when you showed Demetrius talking, I was like, "Oh shit! I knew that voice sounded familiar. That's brother Demetrius."
Dude, Demetrius is in it. Like Rick Myers has a character. I mean, like we're pretty stacked. We just had last week we have community meetups once a month for Justice for Hire. So we had our first meetup of the year last week, and Danny Fingeroth, the former editor of Spider-Man, the comics, came, and one of our cast members, and that's online. You can watch it on the Justice for Hire YouTube channel. Angelique Zambrana, who's on Gossip Girl, she's also one of our cast members. So like it's like we're really bringing together so many different good people, and anybody can join it. It's literally a party that anybody's invited to. That the only reason you shouldn't like you got to do something horrible to get kicked out. We've had some wild people, but hardly any. Like we have a lot of good people, and I'm just really grateful that we have so much good energy. So right now,
that is amazing.
And we only want to build on that good energy.
Oh yeah. Really quick, just really quick, guys. Remember the JFH app is for free. That's right. Really quick. I think I passed it. Hold on. Trying to find how to do it. Did I pass it? Here we go. So really quick, guys, how the app works. Choose a role, hero, villain, or client. Create your character. Make content with your character. And it'll be shared in the cinematic universe. And there you go. I mean, what else do you need? And also, don't forget, Real World, as you can see, is raising a lot of money because everybody knows it's legit. 23 investors already. Look into it, guys, and invest in the world's first social film studio. And again, man, always a blast having you here. And before we wrap it up, is there anything you'd like to say to your followers?
I mean, first of all, I want to say thank you this is phenomenal for having me, and thank everybody who's shared the good sentiments up to this point. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, at Jan Lucanus, or you can go to the Real World website, or go to @RealWorld anywhere on any social platform, or write directly on the WeFunder page. You can ask questions on there as well. But we always want to make sure that people completely get the vision and can build with us, because it really is community building. Like, we're actually building as a community, and that's the most important thing. And if we want to do things differently and build better, it has to be done this way. So please always ask.
Hey,
questions
man,
are the best gift you can give a lot of people.
That's right. That's right. And again, man, it was always an honor to have you here, my friend. And we'll get you back on here more often to just talk movies, do some movie reviews of some martial arts or action films, man. I want to get you back on here and have some more fun. Yeah,
I absolutely love that.
All right, guys, y'all know what you need to do. All right, JFH, excuse me, the app of all apps, JFH. That's right.
JusticeForHire.com.
There you go. Thank you, Jan. Thank you. What's in this? But yeah, all the information, especially Real World, all that good stuff is in the description box below of the video. So make sure you guys check it out and subscribe to Jan. Follow him as well. And if you're new here, subscribe to the old samurai guy here, who may or may not be a villain on the app. We'll see. I'm tempted, man. I'm almost there, getting ready to do the leap and jump in guns blazing. But it's all time. That's the only problem. Jan is having the time.
Hey, man, a lot of people think that it takes more than a minute. It takes only a minute to shoot a little profile video of your character.
Oh shit!
Like literally,
right, cool.
Like 60 seconds or less. Shoot a video of saying your character name and who you are.
Easy
and you're in the cinematic universe. It's real fast.
All right. Yeah, it sounds like a blast for sure. Gonna get you back on here in the future, man, for sure.
Thank you so much.
And thank all you guys for watching. You guys rock. We'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, guys. Don't go anywhere, Jen.